Hey there everybody, this package just arrived. I already got that open. Let's get it out, see what's in there. Alright, there it is. There it is out of the wrap. This is the LT Wright Sospes knife. I guess that's how you say it. This came with a Kydex sheath, which actually looks really good. And it does have the leather on the back here and a big Ferro Rod loop. I got this on eBay used because I can't find a new one of these anywhere. But I figured a used one would be just fine, because I got a slide lock on that Kydex. It's pretty nice. But I figured a used one would be just fine, because if I really, really like it, if a new one ever comes around, you know, or they make another run of them, I'll pick that up. Okay, it comes right out of the sheath. It's got the LT Wright logo there. This is 01 tool steel. And then it has the Mantis Outdoors logo. This is the knife designed by William Myers of Mantis Outdoors. I just showed you, that's his logo. Little praying mantis inside of a circle. And my first thoughts are, this knife isn't as small as I thought it would be, and it's actually pretty heavy. It seems like it's got a slightly rounded off spine here that would still strike a fire rod, fire steel. But then as you go farther up the blade there, it's even sharper, like a true 90-degree spine, which would strike a ferro rod even better. I love the nice, big, thick tip on that. Seems like the camera don't love to focus onto it though. But like a big, stout tip. Scandi-Grind, one of my absolute favorite grinds. If you're doing bushcraft or woodworking. I believe a few years later they made this knife in saber grind. And I've never had that one yet. But the Scandi is the one that I truly wanted, because I think the Scandi blade is just more of a bushcraft knife. Now you can see whoever had this before me, it looks like they took it to a sharpening stone. That's what gets you that kind of hazy look on there on the Scandi edge. But it's got a bit of a mirror polish. I can kind of see my reflection in there. But yeah, nice big green Canvas Micarta handles, scales. It's got the brass and stainless steel fisheye rivets or fisheye pins. It's got a brass lanyard hole, goes the whole way through. Yeah, it fits my hand quite comfortably. I've got fairly good size hands, and yeah, it's a perfect fit. Little tiny finger guard there, just enough. Yeah, it feels like a really nice knife. I don't know why somebody would ever sell it or want to get rid of it, unless you had multiples, I guess. But yeah, okay, we'll get some measurements here. Looking at 5 3/4, it looks like, on the cutting edge, or just maybe 5 5/8 where the blade ends, but then 6 inches overall for all of the visible steel there. And then about 10 3/4 inches, 10 3/4 for the overall length. And you're looking at about 4 3/4 for the handle. So yeah, it's not a tiny blade. This is, what is that, 1.5? And then this is where I need like a clear, like a translucent tape measure, so I can see the markings through it. It would make life so much easier. But this is, let me see, it's over 1/8. It's a big fat 1/8. Yeah, it's just about 3/16 of an inch thick, maybe just a micro hair shy of that. But yeah, it's a good looking bushcraft knife. I've been wanting to pick one up for years, and then when I finally got around to it, they weren't available anywhere. And then this one finally popped up on eBay used, but they said it had a sharp edge, so I took the chance. And I don't know if it has a sharp edge yet, so we're gonna have to do a test here and see if it does or if it doesn't. Okay, I got a sheet of printer paper here. And this is it right out of the package, although this is used. Well, even though I can tell somebody resharpened it, they did a darn good job. This isn't quite factory sharp, but it's good. They did a decent job on it. Yeah, I think I'll polish it a little bit, strop it. I might put a forced patina on it, maybe with some super blue or something to try to protect the blade, since it's 01 tool steel. Yeah, seems pretty good. I mean, the cutting test was almost pointless because someone else has put their own edge on it. But I know that all LT Wright knives arrive razor sharp, and they always have like a great 90-degree spine on them too. So I wanted to see if this was still pretty good, and it really is. But I guess the name, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. It's like Sospes or Sospes, but I guess it's Latin from what I can gather. And it means safe and well, I think is how you would translate it. So for your bigger task bushcraft knife, or possibly a one tool option, you take safe and well out with you into the wilderness, and hopefully you'll be safe and well. It is a weird name, Sospes, but yeah. I like the shape of it, just the overall kind of like curve of the back. And then it's got this curve here, but then it's straight for quite a while. It's like, it's a cool design. I definitely had to pick one up. All right, here's just some knives beside it to give you a size comparison. This is the Cold Steel Pro Light. This is the Brisa. I can't remember the exact name of it. Basically, it's a Brisa pocket knife with a Scandi-Grind, green micarta scales. Then you got the Sospes here. And then this is a pretty good size Rambo style hollow handle survival knife made in Russia. It's called the Kizlyar. And yeah, it's a good size knife. So you can see the Sospes isn't too small. Okay, I'm going to try to do this with one hand, but you can see the knife clicks down into the sheath, and it seems like it's got pretty decent hold, but then you get the slide lock to go with it, which I'll need my other hand for that. And once you have it in the slide lock, like, you could roll down a cliff. Like, this thing is not coming out. It is in there. But I really like that leather on the back too. I think it's such a nice looking touch. This is an aftermarket sheath, I believe. I don't know if this one came from LT Wright or not. I'm assuming not. But normally you get a JRE Industries leather sheath with any knives you get from LT Wright. And I'm sure that's what this came with originally, but somebody upgraded to the Kydex, and it's got a Ferro Rod loop on it, so I'm fine with that. Well, there it is. I took some of this bank line and whipped up a quick little Ferro Rod handle for this Ferro Rod I had laying around. It was a little too large, I think, for this hoop, so I wet this leather to wet form it, so now it holds this 1/2 inch Ferro Rod pretty good. And it looks like they used a little glue down in there, I see. And what I'll do is just put some real tough glue in there myself once this dries and make sure it's extra secure. That's a cool little setup. Doesn't add much weight to it overall. I think this is like a 5 inch by 1/2 inch Ferro Rod. So yeah, I just threw some bank line on there, made a quick makeshift handle. Gives you just a little grip. But that's it. From Kevin's Fine Outdoor Gear and Apparel. They got a lot of cool stuff. But this video is not about them. It's about the Sospes. This is just some water that I got on there. It'll dry off. But yeah, the tip is fine on this. It's just the way the light's reflecting against it. Almost makes it look like the tip is missing or something, but it really isn't. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video.
This is Joe Doomsday, signing out.
Okay, this is the finished project. I used super blue gun bluing on it. It's got a thin coat of Vaseline on everything. Yep, here's the sheath with the fire steel on it. There it is. Turned out really good with the bluing on the handle, or on the steel. I mean, I even did the tang around it, if you can see that. It's pretty reflective, but yeah, it's got a great look to it.